Well, I know we've all been waiting for this, my friends, and welcome to the Battle of Winchester. It is approaching, as you can see here. It looks like 8 o'clock at night, so I'm not sure if we're going to get any fighting done today. It is currently 7:30, but that sun is going down, so let's just see if the Union will push forward. Right now, if they leave the area, it is going to be a minor Confederate victory. So for sure, they've got to take one of these victory points, or just hand us the battle pretty much. I'm actually going to back up here just a bit. What we could also do is send one of our cavalry units to just kind of go and scout. So let's take Jeb Stuart over here, and I'm just going to push him forward to kind of have a look. As long as the Union doesn't flank us from the right or the left side, I'm going to be pretty excited, to be honest. Okay, McClellan arrives, sure enough, guys, and that is the end of the day. Our men are resupplied, which they didn't really need a resupply, but hey, why not? You know what I mean? So here we go. We're going to go ahead, deploy our forces, and I'm fairly certain that the current situation that we have, we're going to go ahead and keep it. I'm not going to move Beauregard, not going to remove Johnston. We're going to keep these guys here, and we are going to let the battle begin. Well, this is it, boys and girls, the Battle of Winchester. Let's take a look here at the quartermaster's morning report, 100% in terms of actual supplies. And I think it's only fair that we return, my friends, when battle begins. Of course, we've got Stuart heading out there to get a look at the enemy, but I'm pretty sure that battle's going to take place on this field or just directly ahead of us. If we have to go and meet the Union, then so be it. We shall return when the fighting commences, my friends. So I am not seeing any movement with the enemy as of right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take Sibley here. He's just one of our generals. And we're going to push him up over here to the road. From what I could see, McClellan should be moving in from here. I would think he would go to Winchester first and then south. But there is a chance that he could just decide to move south from this road. So actually, I will keep Walker there. But I'm going to take Beauregard. And we're just going to kind of redraw this line a bit. Do something like this. Get deeper into the woods there. I will, however, keep Walker here. So we'll just redraw Walker's line here. And let's see how this works. There is a chance for sure that McClellan has decided to move his troops through the woods. It would be a hell of a surprise, and we'd have to react in kind. But let's see if that's what's happening, because Stuart, he isn't seeing a damn thing out here. That leads me to believe that McClellan is not moving through Winchester. Well, boys, we'll return when the fighting begins, as mentioned before, but I had to show you that little movement there, because that does change the course of the battle. Well, first blood is ours, and it looks like Baker is going to be the first Union infantry unit, guys, heading our way. They are not going to be approaching here from this location, so you know what that means. We've got to completely change Beauregard's approach here. I'm first going to order these guys to halt. I'm going to just move Beauregard's units independently here, because if we move the whole force, well, then all of the units that we've already set up, we're going to have to, you know, restructure them, etc. So I'm not going to do that. I'll take individual units where I can and generals where I need to and go ahead and push them closer to the front line. And here we go, folks. The battle commences. I even like the positioning here because we've got sort of like an overhill view of the enemy as they approach. So I think we'll get some pretty wonderful shots. I've already, you know, targeted them with the artillery, ordered the artillery to start firing, except for these guys. Hold on a sec. Although I think they get the message. They'll have to sort of reform the men, but I think that's going to be just fine. And we'll keep Stuart's cavalry back here in case we need to do a charge. We've gotten some really great advice on how to do the charges properly. If we don't do them properly, essentially all that happens is the guys just start firing from their horses, and we don't get the proper attack, let's say. Here we go. They're getting closer, man. It's just militia up there at the front, so they know to waste that militia first. I hate to say it, but that's definitely going to be cannon fodder. Let's see if they actually try to get across the bridge. Prepare to fire, boys. We shall show no mercy. And actually, in this case, with the cavalry, I don't want to charge. I just want to go ahead and shoot from the horse. Yeah, they're having some trouble there with that bridge, aren't you there, militia? You're having some difficulty crossing the bridge there. Yeah, that's got to be fixed for sure. 818. I think it's just an kind of a frustrating animation as they make it across. And then once they get across, that thing goes away. Let's see. Or do they get stuck on the bridge here for good? Maybe they have to take an alternate path. I think so. This might be something the developers want to take a look at. Alright, here we go. And sure enough, they are approaching from multiple locations here. We've got them trapped there. We'll just assume that that's a busted bridge. That there's nothing that can be done about it. And let's target the enemy heading out this way. We'll just keep firing at that militia until they fall back. In fact, kind of sad to see them there. Let's send them back to hell ourselves. Move forward, boys. Here we go. I don't like that they're spreading out, and this is actually leading me to believe that I need to kind of spread these forces out. And you know what I'm going to do? Is Jubilee early? Yes, we do. No, it's Sibley. Damn it, Sibley! It is going to be Sibley here that is in command of these units, and he's just taken a little too long to get where I want him. Let's see if that works. I might need to go ahead and move Beauregard, folks, because, again, it's a bit of a confusing move for some of our men, but this is what we need to do to stop the enemy from flanking us. Now that they're stuck there in the middle, they know that the only approach they're going to be able to take is over here on the wide flank extending to the woods. And let's send that militia unit back. We're actually kind of doing them a favor. I will push forward with some skirmishers here. Let's go ahead, detach skirmishers, and let's give them hell. Volunteer brigades. Well, they're not going to be volunteering for anything for long. Do the same over here with this unit, as a matter of fact. Should have done that before. Detach skirmishers. And they might as well go ahead. And sure enough, now the militia is like, nope, 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 we're not having it. We're retreating. Yeah, I thought so. There we go, man. A pretty nice start for our battle. Whatever the engineers did there on the bridge, thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thomas Jackson skirmishers here. Hit that volunteer brigade. We want to make them regret ever showing up in Southern territory. The fact is, they have no business on our territory, on our land. We're not going to have it, boys. Give them hell. We do have 1st Brigade over here led by Jackson. I'm going to push them forward as well. I don't want to overcommit too much, but 3rd Brigade and 1st Brigade are moving up. And Elliot B. Jr., for those of you that have kept up with this entire campaign, this guy's a hero. He's an absolute hero. He's going to be our Jackson. So I'm going to push him over here with the Enfield rifle musket and start engaging him from there. The enemy has a lot more men moving from the back here near Milltown. But clearly that bridge is not going to be an option. We're just going to have to fight across this bridge, try to hit that militia brigade. And I'll take our skirmishers and actually start targeting the enemy battery here. So really try to damage their artillery units. That's it, boys. That's it now. See if we can get a state for this militia brigade. Northeastern Virginia. Traitors. Let's hit them, boys. I like that our artillery is dropping right on top of these guys, but as you can see, they've got more units fuddling through across the river. It's good to see that the AI quickly learns, like, that's not a usable location. We can't go there. That's not going to be possible. Skirmishers. Let's have them keep on firing here at the artillery, man. We might as well take as much out of the arty as we can. Although right now we're taking flanking shots, which is never a good thing. And sure enough, look at that. Yep, militia just fell back as soon as we got to the bridge location, which leads me to believe this is probably not the best location for infantry. So we're actually going to fall back. It's coming out as an advance, but it's anything but an advance. I can promise you that. And you can see we're having the same issue there with that bridge. Something going on with that bridge, a bit buggy, so our guys are also getting stuck on it. The Bridge of Death! Remember, guys, from the Monty Python films, the Bridge of Death from the Holy Grail. Yeah, we're going to hit the volunteer battalion there. Just want to make sure they don't overrun this artillery. How are Beauregard's men doing? Man, you boys better be moving in. Yeah, they are on the way, but obviously moving through this thick forest is not easy. We've got a lot of thick forest here in the Battle of Winchester. You know what? Might as well get those cavalry a little bit closer too. Here we go, boys. Oh, this is going to be Jackson. Jackson for sure. I want to hit them there. They are really trying to cover that line fast, man. Trying to do that flank charge pretty fast. All right, let's just push forward here. I am worried about the flank damage here, but that's why we want to try to move the actual skirmishers up as well as just the infantry. Come on, come on. just the absolute thunderstorm of gunfire we've got coming at them. We've got skirmishers firing. We've got artillery firing. More infantry on the way. I love the situation so far. But actually, if I'm looking at the numbers of dead on the field, it doesn't look that significant right now. We haven't really had serious engagements. Nothing resembling the last battle as of yet. Let's keep on fighting here. And we'll have Stuart. Now, if we want to, we can order Stuart to charge that arty. But I actually really just want him to fire at a distance. And go ahead and try to knock down as many of 1st Brigade's men as possible. And look at that. We've got a few Federals on the field. Let's just get a volley with Stuart and then fall back. Oh, way too many cavalry lost there. I thought they were kind of falling back. It would be a good idea to kind of sneak up on them and shoot. But I think we should probably get back to our line here with the cavalry. Let's hope that Beauregard's men can locate him, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have Jackson focus on this Federal unit right here. I think it's a mistake to just let them hang out this entire time. Could cause a lot of problems for us, so let's do it, boys. That's it, that's it. Move back with Stuart. Save yourself, man. Jackson's going to pick up the slack here and hopefully pick up a bunch of kills. For those of you that, have watched since the beginning, Jackson has not been the greatest general. Of course, he's supposed to be a hero of the South, but right now, he's not Stonewall yet. So hopefully he proves himself at this battle and becomes Stonewall Jackson. There's that volunteer brigade. Let's also see where the rest of our men are. So we've got actually quite a large unit coming over here, Holmes. And I think what we'll do is try to target. We're going to just stop him because going on a crazy path. So we're going to stop Holmes. And then I'm going to order him just to approach this enemy from the woods, of course. How amazing would it be if we could stop the Union Army just with Johnston's men? Of course, I'm thinking too far ahead. There's still a lot of work to be done. See, this is why we need to stop some of Beauregard's men, because unfortunately a lot of them are remaining in this location, or need to remain in this location. So we're going to kind of split them a bit without touching the general. Alright, Edmund Perry-Smith, we're keeping an eye on this right side. They might try to break across the river. And I shouldn't be happy there, because as you can see, Stuart just took him way too long to fall back. Shouldn't have approached so closely with him, and he is now retreating. I am going to push Kirby-Smith forward, however. And we'll make sure to keep an eye on the approaching units with Cheatham's brigade here. Hopefully Cheatham's can keep the Union in check, because we've got to start spreading out here. And as you can see, the Union has done exactly that right here with Taylor and Manson and a number of other units. Looks like we're approaching the right location with this fellow here. And let's take Nathan Evans. He's going to be getting to that location pretty soon anyway. In fact, we might just halt Beauregard's entire movement. Let's just halt. Because we can really paint this particular defense a lot better. And approach in just a better way overall. So there we go, Holmes. We want you to move forward. That's more like it. We'll let Bonham continue on his path. He's doing just fine. Evans will be stopped once Beauregard is stopped. Which I mean, that kind of makes sense. I was going to say, that means that Johnston is the commanding general for this army. It makes sense because he is the first defending general of this position. So I guess that makes sense. They're the same rank, and he's the first one defending, so therefore he gives the orders. Is that correct? Maybe somebody can let us know if that's even correct. Here we go, man. Look at how hot this battle is becoming. Holy hell. All right, well, let's get to Davies' detachment. I want to start putting some fire down on there immediately. Finally, we got one of the units to break, and it is a detachment, of course, just a good old-fashioned skirmisher unit. But that's always nice to see. It really is. And with the existing artillery, let's hit that clump right there where the enemy HQs decided to set up as well. You can see if the battle were to end right now, it would be a minor defeat for our side. So we need to pick things up here, folks. We need to keep this damage going, but we need to pick things up. And I'm hoping that with the arrival of Beauregard's units here, things are going to change very much for our men. However, damn it, Evans, I want you to stop. Let's halt him. And we're going to have separate orders for Evans. If you guys didn't realize, this 7th Brigade, I believe it's the one from Indian Territory that we brought in. We gave them red uniforms, gray pants. It could also be the South Carolina unit, which I think is what it is. Nonetheless, that's pretty badass, man. So we're going to go ahead, get them to join the fight, because we need them to target the Volunteer Brigade over here with a strength of 3,386 men. That's larger than any of our units. Just a massive amount of men there, man. We might be able to change things just by doing this, but I don't know why it does that weird flip around there. So hopefully the halt will still work. Same with 5th Brigade. This is why I didn't want to move Beauregard. It can cause a little bit of confusion, for sure. Got to keep these guys here just watching the enemy. Albert Johnston is just keeping an eye on that right side, because if they try to extend that way, the way they're extending over here, I think we'd be in very serious trouble. I really do. Those guys are quite far away, so I am going to target the enemy here with B Jr. I mean, like I said, he's one of our Confederate heroes, so trying to get him involved with the fight as soon as possible is going to be unbelievably important. We need his rifles doing their work. How is that working out over here for Holmes? And again, keep in mind, guys, moving through this forest is not an easy task. That's one of the reasons Holmes has taken such a damn long time to get here. And there we go. 7th Brigade is ready to follow some new orders. We're going to push them over here by the tree line, and hopefully we are going to be able to stop the enemy from moving forward entirely. Give them hell, B. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. B Jr.'s in contact. There we go. That we certainly do want to hear about that, because again, B Jr. is our hero, guys. Our golden boy. At least I hope so. Watch him get killed during this battle, because I'm singing his praises. And again, I really want to start whittling down that 3,000 men. That's unbelievable. If we can destroy that unit, you know, just imagine the morale damage that would occur to the enemy. Not to mention, B's got 2,800 of his own men. So I think probably our largest brigade currently in the works. And there we go. Look at that beautiful volley, man. Keep hitting them, son. Keep hitting them. Oh my goodness, look at that amount. And I have to say this, Greycoats, because interestingly enough, this particular Union Brigade, the Volunteers, they are wearing essentially Confederate uniforms. So let's not get confused there with all the Greycoats on the ground. Those are not our men, but that is an absolute mountain of Northern Volunteers. And this is what happens when you go against your own state, go against Virginia. You're going to get this sort of treatment, folks. We won't accept it. Looks like we've got 2nd Brigade also ready to join the fight. And they are starting to get across that bridge, which has got me very worried. So let's push 2nd Brigade right up there, right up the middle. Get 5th Brigade over here with George Koch. Is it George Koch? George Koch? Somebody let us know. And we'll go ahead and move him down here. So far, so good, guys. I want to back up and actually see the map view here. The enemy has a massive force. There's no doubt about it. What we're really relying on are the approaching troops over here to shut down that enemy extension and stop them from flanking us at all. That's pretty much the plan. I mean, nothing more complicated than that, honestly. And they have a whole lot of men here, and we might be getting some bad news. Bartow is low on ammunition. Let's take a look here, guys. That's not good. That's not good. Bartow is low on ammunition. Yep, he's back here. But you know what? This same unit was forced to retreat. So I'm guessing that one of the reasons they got that ammunition loss is because of the retreat. Probably on that fallback, you're dropping everything you can to, of course, escape. That has to be what's going on. And the reason I say that is all of our other units got 100% of their supply filled. So it's unlikely that it would be due to just firing during this battle. But we got some beautiful news here, guys. And I think it's partially because 7th Brigade just arrived. But the Volunteer Brigade is on the run, guys. They are running in terror here. Or at least falling back in terror. But we're going to keep up that fire. Because I want to make sure they don't return to this battle. And then I want to put this unit right back on the line to hold our left flank against 3rd Brigade. There we go. Don't stop firing, boys. Don't start firing. These men are from Virginia. They deserve no quarter. right, let's get there on the firing line. And you know what? We're going to take Evans. We're going to try to flank the enemy. Forget this. We're going to move up this way and attempt to flank them. This is assuming they don't already have units back here that we haven't spotted. We probably could have sent a few cavalry units back there just to make sure. But a little late for that now. Man, talk about a vicious fight right now. We got cannons firing over infantry units into our ranks. We got a bunch of skirmishers over here tagging the Union as best they can. Unfortunately, I think 4th Brigade is going to break soon. They are determined, but there's no way they can hold this long. And look at that. Another militia unit with gray coats. Are they mocking our southern ways? What the hell is going on with all these gray-coated Union units? You know what? I should not have taken away the shot there because we want to break this unit. We don't just want him to fall back. So let's keep firing. And again, Kirby Smith's lost 250 men here. He's gonna be forced to break fairly soon. All of this constant firepower seems to have consumed one of the houses right on the bridge. Let's just call it the toll booth. This is what happens when you're fighting a major battle along a river like this. Make sure that Bartow is still firing that rifle. And I'm gonna try to hit the artillery. What a glorious fight so far, man. I mean, I am so proud of our guys right now. We're doing great. Got 2 of them on the run here, but of course, still a lot more on the way. There's no doubt that that bridge bug, somebody's got to show that to the devs. There's no doubt that that hurt the enemy army because they had an idea of how they were going to approach this, and they had to kind of change it. Although I suspect they would have kind of approached it in a pretty similar way. And look at this. This is why we kept units here. We've got some men trying to get across the river. We knew it was going to happen sometime. In fact, I think they're charging our skirmishers. Holy hell, 1st Brigade. Yeah, that's going to be a major Union unit here. 2nd Brigade's moving up too, guys. Yup, they are absolutely prepared to take us on. This is why we had to stop so many of the units going over here and why we're going to need to reform some of these units. Let's bring George Koch back to help defend the area. But this is certainly a major battle. Now we've got the enemy pushing from multiple locations. Can our rebel army hold? Man, I hope so. Move in on the flank. Evans. 3rd Brigade on the flank. Well, as much as I'd love to continue the battle now, folks, you know how this works. You know that, especially with this series, we're trying to get the maximum amount of coverage as we can. And so far, you guys have been fantastic. So please keep it up. And again, all we need is that 500 views. In fact, I've been uploading at 400 views. And just, you know, get it to that number and we will upload the next part of this fight. This is going to be a long one, man. I did not think we were going to get this out in 1 episode, and I don't think so now. There's just no way. We're probably not going to get it out in 2 episodes because the enemy has a lot more men on the way. At the same time, if you look at the time of day right now, as well as the amount of men that have been lost on both sides already, it does lead you to question, man, this may be one of the bloodiest battles of the new Civil War, let's call it, of the redone version of the Civil War that we're doing here, of course. This may be one of the bloodiest battles. And see, even over here with Cheatham, the enemy sort of panicked me. Otherwise, what I would have done is I would have detached skirmishers already. Now I'm going to hold until I break 2nd Brigade. I'm not going to detach any skirmishers. We're just going to keep on firing. Although now that I'm hearing that even Jackson is low on ammunition, it's got me worried, man. We've had so much fighting so early on in the day here that maybe we will run out of ammunition here just due to the massive amount of shots being fired. Well, thank you so much, guys. Hit that like, drop a comment down below, and subscribe. How do you think that this battle's going to go? Oh, wasn't that a perfect place to stop right after a shell exploded above the enemy? And what do you think we should do going from here? I mean, if we manage to get a victory here over the Union, we are going to deal a severe blow to the Union. But then another question arises, and that is how long does it take us to re-arm and resupply and recruit additional men for our armies? That could be a very long time. Thank you again, guys. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care and glory. to the south.